Good morning, dear students. My dear students, once again, I am right in front of you to teach to you all the respective chapter which I taught you in my previous video. Dear students, it is the necklace, the seventh chapter of your prescribed non-detailed study book, Footprints Without Feet. And on the page number 39, I am explaining to you all a beautiful story written by Guy de Maupassant, and the chapter is The Necklace. Well, without wasting a little time of our explanation, let us move ahead and go through the text. Dear students, as every time I have requested to you all to be more and more attentive towards the explanation that I am doing to you all. Once again, I suggest to you all to be more attentive, to be more cautious and watchful towards the words that I articulate, and the things that you are listening and you are reading is more important. Dear students, by now I would love to draw your little attention on the previous portion as well, which I taught you in my previous video. So I just made you understand it is simply a story about an unknown lady, and she was very poor, and she was married to a man who was a clerk in an education department, and she was leading a simple life. But look, as in the beginning you read that she was leading a simple life, but she was not happy of her life. When especially an event has been written which I taught you previously, when she was having dinner with her husband spoke some good words all about the particular dish that she had prepared, but she did not pay attention while she was busy in her fancy, in her thinking, in her imagination of what? Imagination all about leading and living life like a rich woman. About what? Wearing such attractive, elegant and fascinating clothes, and also using some jewels and rest of the things, and it was all running in her mind. She was not happy with her life, with her poor life. You can call that the life that she was leading with the clerk of the education department. Look, let us move ahead on the same page. She had a rich friend. In the text, dear students, on the same page, she had a rich friend, and the lady about whom we are studying, as I told you, she had a rich friend, a schoolmate at the convent, and the lady was a convent educated woman, and she had a friend in her school days who she did not like to visit, and she was her friend. The lady was her friend, and also she did not want to visit the lady, to visit her friend. This was actually the problem with her, about whom we are reading. She suffered so much when she returned, and the next problem with the lady was that when she returned to meet her, after meeting her, the man suffered a lot. And why she was suffered a lot? She wept for a whole day for despair and disappointment. After returning from her friend, she kept on weeping throughout the day. Why she kept on weeping throughout the day after meeting the lady, after meeting her friend? Because she was very rich, and her lifestyle was very good, elegant and highly attractive, and that fascinated the respective lady a lot. And this kind of life she wanted. the kind of life her friend was living, her friend was leading, but she was not, because she was so poor. This was the reason that compelled the lady, that compelled the protagonist about whom we are studying to think, ponder over, that annoyed the lady to keep on thinking that she was not so rich, and that compelled, that forced the lady to weep throughout the day. This was the reason that here the author has written. One evening, her husband returned elated, bearing in his hand a large envelope. What, dear students? Look, now here is the turning point of this story. Here is the turning point of the story, and the turning point is that one evening her husband returned elated. Here is a difficult word, dear students, for you. It is elated. Its meaning is excited. Its meaning is excited. Bearing in hand a large envelope. Look, when one evening her husband returned home, when he came home back, what he was holding, he was having what? A particular envelope in his hand. Her husband had an envelope in his hand, and what? Here he said, and he was excited, he was happy, he was elated. And in this way, being very happy, the man said, here is something for you. And when he reached home, when her husband reached home, the man said, here is something for you. The man said that very happily. The man said there was something in his hand, and it was for her. It was for her. This was all that he spoke to, his wife, about whom we are studying. And it was what? It was an envelope. She quickly drew out a printed card on which were inscribed these words. Dear student, in the envelope there was a card. There was a card, and it was what? It was an invitation, dear students. It was what? It was an invitation. And she quickly drew out a printed card. And there was a printed card. Something was written on the particular, on the particular card. And it was inscribed these words. And these words were inscribed. These words were written on the particular card. What this particular card is? And this was what? This was an invitation card on which something was written. Let us move. Let us see what was the thing that was written on the card. It was the Minister of Public Instruction and Madam George Rapneau. Madam George Rapneau. Look, it was a particular invitation from the Public Instruction Department, and it was the Madam George Rapneau who had sent this particular invitation to the respective lady. And what was written? Ask the honor of M&M Liesel Company, Monday evening, January 18, at the minister's residence. Look, here was the invitation for asking the woman to attend them a party, to attend them an affair, to attend them what? A party. And on which particular date? On 18th of January at the evening time at minister's residence. Where? At the minister's residence. It was, a good invitation which was received by very few people working over there. This was the quality of the card.